A few minutes later, Trent is accused of barging inside of the house, grabbing the victim, forcing him into a chair, then tying him up with tape. Within the past few minutes, members of the military have arrived here on Navion Street in Henrico County to take care of this explosive device. You can see them right here. If your husband wins the election, how will Richmonders be better in 4 years?
You actually spoke to witnesses who were inside the mall, correct?
Yeah, Josh, imagine being inside that food court. A lot of mothers with their young children enjoying lunch when suddenly they hear this shot coming from the restroom. I spoke with one woman. She said she actually dove on top of her young son to protect him. Folks who deliver pizza, Chinese food, and other things to eat are being robbed. And the suspects aren't just taking dinner. In many cases, they're taking cold, hard cash. The rain and the wind have been coming down all night, very, very strong. What's the secret recipe in this? Kool-Aid?
Hell yes, Kool-Aid.
Okay, Kool-Aid. It's warm. It's covered in powdered sugar.
Very hot.
It's a little chewy. It's not bad. A Lexus pulled up behind him and started following very closely. The driver was flashing his car lights repeatedly. When the 16,000 bill pay accounts were transferred over to Union, a small portion, about 1,000 of them, were contained within a bad file. You can be fined if someone hears your music 50 feet away. This light bulb in the middle of the storm, still intact.
Richmond City Council's in some hot water tonight with folks who say their rates for water and sewage are too high. 8 News reporter Nate Eaton has our top story. If you live in the city of Richmond, the lowest amount of money you're going to pay per month for water is $49.40. Compare that to other spots in our area. In Henrico, $16.27 is the minimum fee. Chesterfield, $22.16. In D.C., only $3.86. And in Norfolk, the minimum fee is only $1. Well, now, irate citizens are demanding a change.
It's outrageous.
Armed with empty water bottles.
The meter says 0 and I still get charged.
And big, bold signs.
It's a burden on the poor.
Nearly 50 people stand outside City Hall asking one big question.
Why is our rate $49.40?
Richmond charges one of the highest water and sewage minimum monthly rates in the Commonwealth. The city says it's to cover the cost of old pipes, canals, and the flood wall. These guys don't buy it.
You've got people who can least afford it, paying a basic fee of almost $50 a month.
My name is Charles Poole.
At tonight's City Council meeting, the Sierra Club presented this petition signed by over 1,300 people asking for a rate drop. At least one council member agrees.
It's way too high.
And these folks say rates better drop before things get worse.
What are we going to do? Hook hoses up to a neighbor's house and share one water utility?
In Richmond, Nate Eaton, 8 News.
Around 2 p.m., a shot was fired at Regency Square Mall. No one was hit, but 2 people were injured. And tonight, police are searching for the suspects. 8 News reporter Nate Eaton was first on the scene and has the update. A quiet Monday afternoon here at Regency Square Mall takes a drastic turn. This was the scene for hours right outside the food court. Multiple police officers. And tonight, cops are continuing to investigate.
We believe this was not a random shooting.
2 o'clock this afternoon, a gunshot rings out inside Regency Square Mall.
We believe 2 males had a verbal disagreement in the bathroom area in the food court.
One of those men, this guy, who's seen running from the mall seconds after the shooting. The other suspect, a 6'3" black male with dreadlocks wearing a red hoodie.
He ran out. I was told one person saw who he was, but he got away.
Meanwhile, chaos ensues inside.
People were running. I don't know what happened. Everybody is scared.
I was walked and I see every store was kind of closed. And I said, what's going on?
A 74-year-old woman hurts her ankle running for safety. She's taken by ambulance to the hospital. A 20-year-old man is also hurt in his leg.
The male that received the wound from a ricochet shot came in as they were arguing, and that's where he received his injury there.
Tonight, police continue their investigation on a day these shoppers will never forget.
It's horrifying.
In Henrico County, Nate Eaton, 8 News.
A high school football field is vandalized overnight, just weeks after donations paid for an upgrade. 8 News reporter Nate Eaton explains.
Everybody's in disgust.
The Thomas Jefferson High School football team,
we were pretty upset about it,
was forced to suddenly move practice to a different field tonight. This after their normal playing grounds are ruined.
It was pretty shocking.
Sometime last night, someone likely drove a truck onto the field and did wheelies or donuts, tearing up the grass. Grass that was planted here just 3 weeks ago and paid for entirely by donations.
James River Grounds Management came out here with monies raised by River City Rotary to come out here and redo and aerate the fields.
This blow comes just weeks after the Vikings won for the very first time after playing 41 games. And the players?
They are upset about it, and I think it's because they become prideful in what they're doing. And that's a great sign.
Now the team hopes that enough money can be raised to make the repairs here on the field so that they can play their next home game on October 26th.
We need to get some topsoil out here. We need to get some new fertilizer out here and grass seed.
Police are investigating the damage. As for the culprits, what would you say to them?
Shame on you.
These guys in the school, they want nothing but an opportunity to play football and have fun. It's a shame that somebody's trying to come in their way.
In Richmond, Nate Eaton, 8 News. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being with us. We begin in the Weather Center tonight. I'm Nate Eaton along with Tim Pantages. It's been one of those days where you want to stay inside. We now know the names of the 12 people who died in the Colorado movie theater massacre. The oldest victim was 51 years old, the youngest 6. Let's go back to when this all began. It was Friday, June 8th. That's when Sullivan agreed to step down. Over the next week, rallies and protests were held in opposition of the removal.
Tonight is the 5th night in a row. Many folks in our area have no power.
Crews have been working around the clock to restore electricity across the Commonwealth. Right now, a little over 9,000 customers are without power. One of our employees got a text from a friend who said, "We're hearing Robert Wood may have been found alive." We instantly started to try to confirm that news, and then all over our Facebook wall, people saying, "We're hearing that he's alive." 4 major Hollywood studios are joining Warner Brothers in withholding their box office numbers this weekend. In a rare show of solidarity, Sony, Fox, Disney, and Universal will keep movie revenues quiet. Now, to give you an idea of how big this distribution center is, this is the spot. This is about 1 million square feet. It's about the size of 8 big box retailers. What are you seeing down there?
We've been listening to fire engine come by for, gosh, a good hour and a half at least.
Is smoke pouring out of the ground or out of a building?
Yeah, it's coming up out of the grates in the ground.
All right, well, Sarah, thank you so much. Also, if you're watching and you're down there and have pictures, send them into our newsroom. Caught on camera tonight, a truck driver in China right here dangling off of this truck. You can see him there. The truck overturned. He was transporting 30 tons of coal.